So we're going to start with our Hobbii Honey Bunny, and we've got our 5-hook, and then we've got some buttons, which we only use for people that are over 3, and we have some scrap, pink and black, and then our tapestry needles. Okay, to get us started, we're going to chain 2, and then into that first chain, we'll single crochet 9. For round 2, we're just going to increase around, taking it from 9 stitches up to 18 stitches. For the next round, what we're going to do is work in the back loops only. So that means we're just going to put 18 stitches on to round 3, but just working in the back loops. And now moving forward for the next few rows, we're just going to single crochet around. So that means we're going to be putting 1, 2, 3. We're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rounds of just 18. So what we're doing now is we're just building the top of the stem of the mushroom. So let's do that. Okay, so here we are. We've got the stem of the mushroom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those are our rounds. And now what we're going to do is put on our buttons. Now, do remember that you can only use buttons for if the piece is intended for people over 3. Otherwise, you just need to embroider those eyes on. So I'm just going to poke it through, and then over here I'm gonna tie it 3 times. I like to tie them 3 times because I find that it holds better. So 1, 2, and 3. But I'm not going to tie it off. I'm just going to poke my needle about 3 or 4 stitches away from that first button. And draw that through. Pop on that next button. And there we go. And then, oops, sometimes that happens. Okay, and then we will start on the mouth. The mouth is just 2 straight stitches in a V, centered evenly between the eyes. So there's stitch 1 and stitch 2. And sometimes I find with this blanket yarn, the stitches kind of get lost a little bit. So I will poke that out a bit. That looks good. And we will tie that off again. I'm going to do 3 knots. I find it holds better. 1, 2, and here's my last one. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and now what we'll do is the cheeks. So I'm going to grab a scrap piece of pink yarn. And we're just going to do 2 horizontal straight stitches, one on top of the other, just below each eye. So there's stitch 1 and 2. Then I'll just poke it over to the other side. Try to make it as symmetrical as possible. Okay, there we go, and our second stitch, and we will just tie this off as well. Bring that forward a little bit, tuck in the fluffy yarn as much as we can. There, so cute. And let's tie it off and trim. And now what we're going to do is finish the bottom of our mushroom. So we're going to get that yarn back onto the hook, and what we're going to do here, we're going to reduce this round by 6. So we're going to decrease first, decrease 1, followed by a single crochet. So decrease 2, single crochet, decrease 3, and single crochet. So we'll do that all the way around, and what'll happen is we'll take our round, it sort of narrows the top, and we'll take it from 18 stitches to 12 stitches on this round. Okay, so there. And for the next round, we're just going to single crochet around 12 stitches. All right, for this round, we're going to increase. We're going to go from 12 stitches to 24 stitches. So we're going to simply put 2 stitches into each one. So we're just increasing around for this one. Okay, so here now you can see that the lip is sort of forming, and for our last round we're going to single crochet increase around, taking us from 24 stitches up to 36. All right, we finished the bottom of the mushroom, and now it's time to do the top. So we're going to put our red yarn onto our hook, chain 2, and single crochet 6 into the very first chain. So what'll happen, what we're planning to do is create kind of a little dome. So here we are just about at the end of this round. So again, round 1 is just 6 stitches. And for our next round, we're going to increase the round by 3. So we'll go single crochet, increase, we'll do that 3 times, taking us to 9 stitches. All right, for our next round, we're going to increase it up to 12. So we'll go single, single, increase, single, single, increase, all the way around, basically 3 times, taking us to 12 stitches. All right, for the next round, we're going to go single, single, single increase. We'll do that 3 times, taking us from 12 stitches to 15 stitches. Okay, so now here we're going to increase from 15 stitches to 18 stitches. We'll go single, 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 single increase. So that's 4 singles followed by an increase. We'll do that 3 times around, giving us 18 stitches. Now what we'll do is we'll start to really branch out. So we're going to take it up to 27 stitches. We'll do that by going single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, all the way around. So basically do that 9 times, taking us from 18 stitches to 27 stitches. All right, there we go. So we've got this little dome happening. This is the last round that we'll do increases for on our mushroom cap. So we'll go single, single, increase, single, single, increase. We'll do that 9 times, taking us from 27 stitches up to 36 stitches. For the last round on our mushroom cap, we're just simply single crocheting around, so that will be 36 stitches. All right, here we go. We've got our last round on there, and now what we're going to do is put on those little dots. So we're going to do a French knot. So poke it through anywhere. We're going to do these randomly. Poke it through. Hold on to that tail on the end there, though, so it doesn't come popping through. Wrap it tightly twice around the needle and poke it in close to, but not exactly in the same spot that you drew the needle up through. And you sort of have to play around. It's kind of tricky with the blanket yarn. We'll do that again. Pop it through anywhere, wrap it tightly around the needle, being very close to where that first needle came through, and pop it through again. And we're just going to keep doing that. If you're finding that French knots are just simply not working for you, don't worry about it. Just do straight stitches randomly over it. Okay, and I've got enough on there. I'm happy with that. You can put on as many as you want. And then just tie your knot and trim the ends. and then we will be ready to put our little guy together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go away and I'm going to put some stuffing into our little fellow, which you'll see in a minute. Okay, here we go. We've got some stuffing in him. You'll notice that I'm shaping as well. You can't just throw the stuffing in. And I was just showing you what happens when we do that back loop only stitch. Gives it a little bit of a ledge. All right, so I'm gonna just get these guys together, wrong sides facing, and we're just gonna single crochet through the last rounds of both. So we're single crocheting them together. So here's our first stitch, here's our second stitch, and here's the trickiest part of this one, is getting it into that last stitch on the mushroom bottom. So take your time with this. The other thing is, you know, it doesn't, these patterns are, they're meant to be easy. So, you know, if you're having trouble, just take your time and just go with it. So we're just going to single crochet around and get these guys together. Now, just before I come to the end, what I want to do is put in a little bit of stuffing into the top of the mushroom top. So I'm just going to poke that in. Notice how I'm holding the outside. I'm giving it some support as I stuff it. You want to make sure you do that to prevent any lumps and bumps. Then I'm going to finish single crocheting to close it up. And here we go. Okay, and just about done. We're going to pull through about 4 inches there, just so we can tie it off nicely. And I'm going to shape him a little bit, poking and prodding and getting him just how I want him. And then we're just going to tie a knot, or tie this off. And what I like to do, I'm going to show you. So I like to keep that tail long. And so there's the first knot. I'm going to poke it through again and just poke it through again. Now the reason I do that is because if you leave a tail that's too short, it's going to work its way through. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. If you wanted to add some shine, you're going to put some white paint right here and here. And I really hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for joining me.